From a district commissioner during President Moi's era to being the pioneer governor of Bungoma County to now the second Senate Speaker, Kenneth Lusaka has toiled in the political circles of Kenya and dined with the high and mighty. Our reporter Namukani Samuel visited him at his official residence in Karen and had a chat with him to understand his side of the story. This is a story of the man from Mapera.
I took a leap of faith to look for the referee of the Senate in the country.
2020, the Speaker of the County Assembly.
Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka. He has been a newsmaker for the better part of this year, both for the right and the wrong reasons.
Yes.
He gave me a chance to have a one-on-one chat with him. He opened up on his years as a normal village boy in Mapera village in Bungoma County, to an administrative post during Moi's era, and as a DC in Murang'a countering the outlawed Mungiki sect. He finally made it to the Senate after 5 years as the governor of Bungoma. This is the story of Senate Speaker Kenneth Lusaka. We get to his current residence at around 10 a.m. The pioneer governor of Bungoma County had left for a morning gym session at a private gym facility. Later, in a private car, the man from Mapera arrives. From the famous symbolic staircase, he walks down majestically prepared for this exclusive interview.
So we just grew up just like any other ordinary boys doing the ordinary chores. Of course, our parents having been teachers, maybe we would then be looked at as being a bit affluent compared to the rest, because those days teachers were really respected in society. But I did everything else that any ordinary young man could do, looking after cows. Then from there I joined Friends School Kamsinga for A-level. We had the old system. I did my A-levels, but unfortunately I didn't get, those days you had to get, for arts, the minimum points to join university were 10 points. And then the universities were only Nairobi University, Kenyatta University. So since I was really determined to go to university, I went back to Chesamis High School for 1 year, 1983. And thank God that year, when I sat for my exams, I led in Chesamis High School and then was selected to join the University of Nairobi.
After his tertiary educational journey at the University of Nairobi, he applied for a government job and luckily, he was among the 10 posted as district officers. He was in Muhoroni and then in Homa Bay before being picked to go for a master's degree in the Netherlands on policy and administration. Yeah. Lusaka was then posted to Murang'a as a DC during the infamous Mungiki era.
Yeah, Mungiki was an animal that was coming up. Of course, when you get into the details, there were more underlying factors, because we went into it because it was more of an uprising. It was the youth were reacting to something, and when we try to get deep into it, we find that there were underlying issues like land factors. There's a lot of poverty, so they were revolting. And if they had not been checked, actually, they were going to take over this country in a wrong way. So we had to stamp our authority down, and I thank Michuki, God rest his soul in peace, because it was not an easy job.
He ran for the top seat in Bungoma County and won, becoming the pioneer governor of the border county under the new constitution.
Sometimes when people talk these days, I look at them and just say, people are very unappreciative. Some of the fellows who are criticizing and talking about me are using the same vehicles I bought. They are using the same infrastructure that I put in place. They must appreciate it was not easy. In fact, we didn't serve for 5 years.
With all the positive development he brought to Bungoma County, Lusaka was hit by a corruption scandal that almost cost him his political career. The famous wheelbarrow scandal, in which Bungoma County acquired wheelbarrows at a cost of 109,000.
Buying a wheelbarrow at 109, obviously a normal ordinary wheelbarrow is out of question. You know it. What happened is we had even bought ordinary wheelbarrows, to carry takataka in Kimilili, Webuye. A wheelbarrow costs between 3,000 and 4,000. What we were talking about is this: we were putting up that slaughterhouse, Chwele slaughterhouse, for you to export any meat, and that was my experience even from the ministry. And even that recommendation came from the Ministry of Livestock Development, that if you want to export any meat, or you want to, for hygiene, there's what we call the non-carcinogenic. Non-carcinogenic means that, you're using material that will not cause cancer. And you can check anywhere. You can go, the people make a lot of fun, go to the dictionary and check what it means. So the material that was used for those wheelbarrows was not the normal, ordinary material.
We took a break in between the interview, and the speaker took me to this photo that he claims is so memorable and very significant in his life as the speaker.
On this particular day, I had been honored. You can see I'm wearing that yellow, what is it called? You can see the yellow thing. Huh? Exactly, yeah. That is the Elder of the Golden Heart, EGH. I'd just been honored by the president.
For the longest time, Moses Wetangula was his political nemesis and even challenged his gubernatorial race by fielding a candidate who later won the seat, Governor Wycliffe Wangamati. But things changed when they go to Senate. Lusaka says Wetangula is now among his best of friends.
You know, in politics, they say there is no permanent enemy and no permanent friends. You know, when you meet and talk, a lot of things change. You cannot be meeting and then you are not, say, talking or communicating. So that, I think, really changed, and I realized when we continue fighting, it's the people who are going to suffer, not us. So, I don't keep things in my heart. Even if we had fought, here we were now in the same house. And I cannot transfer that now to the house. We have been working well. And by the way, I've been looking at him favorably even in the house. Sometimes when he comes in, I give him an opportunity, because I think, like I said, what happened, and we can't reverse it.
After failing to clinch the 2017 gubernatorial seat in Bungoma County, Lusaka was appointed as the Senate Speaker by the President and was voted in by the majority senators as the referee of the upper chamber. He first got his real test during the division of revenue formula that got some of the senators arrested by the police just before voting for the contentious bill.
You cannot be on the floor at the same time. Yes. Honorable senators.
So that really polarized the House. It polarized the country, and that is why for 12 times they tried to vote. It was not voting, because anytime one side realized this one was going to win, they would seek for an adjournment. And you see, as a speaker, like I've told people, I'm just a referee. I don't vote, I don't debate. So when people want time out, you give them time out so that they can go and see, negotiate and see.
Point of order, can you sit down?
The Building Bridges Initiative Bill was another bill that raised temperatures in the upper house. There were sharp political divisions, which was witnessed across the floor of the House. The division was evidently between the handshake side and the side that supported Deputy President William Ruto. The Senate was highly polarized.
People expressed their views. People said what they wanted to say, but they voted for it. But they're saying, we want to go on record that there are certain aspects of the BBI that we don't agree with. For example, they were saying, who suggested that we need to add 70 constituencies? So they wanted to be on, because Parliament, or the Senate for that matter, is a house of record. So they wanted to be on record that yes, we are going to vote for this, but we have raised our issues at some point.
With less than 1 year to the next general elections, Speaker Lusaka claims he is weighing options, but forces from his county Bungoma are calling him to make a return and try his luck just once more as the governor of Bungoma.
Of course, I'm listening to the voices coming from the ground Bungoma. There's a lot of pressure that I go back. Again, you cannot ignore the voices of the people, but again, you really need to listen to whether these are genuine people or, these are opportunists.
With the elusive Luya unity, Lusaka claims the talk is more of a cliche and the narrative should be changed to find a more stable way of bringing the Luya community together.
Let's respect each other. All of us we are not where we are by accident. It's by God's design. I'm a speaker. In pecking order now, I'm the highest ranking person from Western Kenya. That's a fact. Whether you like it or not, I'm there. We have other people, the senators, we have the governors. Everybody has gotten that position. If we were just to sit together and say now as a region, what do we want? And all of us cannot be presidents. The government is big. This government is very big. If one of us becomes president, the rest can fit anywhere.
To conclude our interview on the life of the Speaker, I wanted to know who were the best senators in terms of debating on the floor of the House.
1 minute. Then
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You have somebody like Wetangula. Wetangula is a very good debater, not because he comes from Bungoma, or you know, because we are now, I would have said the same even if we were not, even if we were not copying, because give to Caesar what belongs to him. He's a good debater. Orengo is very good because he understands. Khaniri understands the standing orders. Remember, he's the longest serving, not just senator, but member of parliament, having come. All these fellows have come and found him there. Murkomen is a very articulate debater. He's very, very good, and he understands his stuff. Cheriot is also very articulate. He knows his stuff.
It is now a matter of time before we see the third in command hang his boots at the Senate chambers and take his political gumboots to Bungoma to try and toil the village political land to reclaim his gubernatorial seat. From Kamapera village deep in Bungoma County, Speaker Kenneth Lusaka is now the third most powerful person in the country. Namukana Samuel, Switch TV, Karen, Nairobi.